திருமலன் சார்.
ஹலோ சார், சொல்லுங்க. செலியன் சார்.
சார் சொல்லுங்க.
சொல்லுங்க, ஸ்டார்ட் ஆக போகுது சார்.
ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிருங்க.
ஓகே. தெய்வன் சார் வரலாம், நீங்க வந்துடுறீங்களா? ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிடலாம். ஓகே. Good evening, dear friends. I am very happy to invite all. A warm welcome to our principal, Dr. S.P. Monica Vasiki, Madam, Vice Principals, Mr. Elanjarian and Mr. K. Raja, all faculty members of our Annai group of institutions, and dear participants from various institutions to this international webinar on secrets of lateral flow immunoassay analysis for coronavirus detection, role of TPNT to fight against COVID-19. My heartfelt thanks to our principal because her valuable support to make the webinar on possible today. On behalf of Annai College of Arts and Science, I express my hearty greetings and warm welcome to our great personality, my friend Dr. Devigan, Senior Specialist, Technical Department, Tripod Nanotechnology Corporation, Taiwan. Welcome you, sir. Once again, welcome you all. I hope this webinar will be grand success. Thank you. I have to introduce our chief guest. I am very happy, immense pleasure to introduce my friend Dr. Devigan. He did his MSc at Kamarajar University. He did his PhD at Anna University. Now he is working as Tripod Nanotechnology Division. Hello, is he audible? Hello.
Yeah. It's audible.
Okay. Somebody interrupt me. Yeah, he has published various national and international journals. He presented at various national and international conferences, and he has chief guest the resource persons of various colleges and companies also. I am immensely pleasure to welcome you, sir. And now I have to hand over the session to Dr. Devigan, sir. Thank you.
Good evening to one and all present here. So am I audible to all?
Yeah, audible, sir.
Okay.
Yes, audible.
So my screen is visible to you all.
Dear participants, please mute yourself.
Yeah. Good evening, friends. Shall we start now?
Yeah, start, sir.
Hello. Yeah.
Hello.
So shall I?
Start, sir. Proceed, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Thirumolan. Thank you for your nice introduction. So I would like to share some of my experience and how we are working on this lateral flow assay development, such as the rapid test kit. So what are the secrets here and what are the key points and key components are in this lateral flow assay as a rapid test kit? So what are the possibilities to enhance this kind of lateral flow assay, and what I would like to give some informative introduction, scientific introduction. It may not be the practical way, but this is, I would like to give some short introduction about these all. So yeah,
Sir, unmute, please.
yeah. So I would like to give some short introduction about my company, Tripod Nanotechnology, and then the basic principles of rapid test analysis, and then the components of, just a minute. The components of lateral flow rapid test, and then the applications of lateral flow rapid test analysis, and then the merits and pitfalls of LFA, that means lateral flow analysis, and then the challenges of analysis, LFA, and then how to choose the correct label. So in this lateral flow analysis, the labeling material is a highly important one. So I can introduce you in the later sessions. So I would like to give some about short introduction about my company. We are working on the metal dissolution, which based on the green technology. So what we are manufacturing various metal and metal oxide nanoparticle in the colloidal form, which can be applied for 8 different applications. So here we are working on the original innovation manufacturer. So in this case, we have more than 52 patents in this kind of metal and metal oxide nanoparticle. So here we are the first in the world producing more than 10 products, which is highly innovative and low cost material. So we have the advantages over this LFA analysis. So in this case, to enhance the solubility, it is easily soluble in the water, and then we are producing the nanotechnology, and then the nanoparticle, it can be easily identified with the low limit of detection, and then the less time consumption to bioconjugate and results. So we are manufacturing the very non-toxic and non-ionic to the human environment, and then it is easy bioconjugation with the molecules, and then it has the variety of test line colors during the analysis. So I will introduce you later. So where these lateral flow analysis can be adopted and introduced, and where it is applied means it can be used to identify the human disease, human infection disease for animal and human also we can use, and then the adulteration of food products we can be easily identified, and then in drug analysis also we can be use this. And then before I go into detailed introduction about detailed scientific and introduction about the lateral flow analysis, I would like to give you the what is lateral flow immunoassay, what it can be. So it is a simple to use diagnostic device to confirm and the presence of target analyte as pathogens. It may be the biomarkers in human and or animals, or it can be the contaminants which can be present in the water supplies, foodstuffs, and the animal feeds. So these are highly important one to easily analyze of any adulteration or contamination in the foods or animals, whatever it may be. And then the most commonly known type of lateral flow analysis is the pregnancy test to confirm the pregnancy. Nowadays, we are going to we are using some strip, right? This is kind of the lateral flow analysis, and then especially these are in some point of the lateral flow analysis, it is highly expensive, and then these results are highly qualitative. It is not the quantitative, and then it often requires sophisticated instrumentation and lab facilities to confirm confirmatory. So nowadays in India, the Indian Council of Medical Research Association, they have banned this type of rapid test analysis because this is only the qualitative analysis, it is not the quantitative analysis. So we cannot be only rely on this type of rapid test analysis due to some reasons I can be explaining the later. So this is only the screening test method, test kits. It can be detect only the analyte or a group of relative antibiotics. So where these type of lateral flow analysis and test kits can be used, as I said earlier, the feed testing, and then the environmental pollution, and then the food adulteration methods, and then the plant and crop health management. So if you want to analyze some plants in the agricultural, if you want to check the status of the plants and then the other techniques, you can be use this lateral flow analysis by taking some water from there. And then in pharmaceutical company, and then the animal health, in all of the applications, we can be use this. And then there are some commercial test kits available to test the food products in the currently market now. For example, in the milk products, and then especially in the pocketed milk and then the canned milk, there is a possibility to add the tetracycline as a hormone, which can be given to the animals, those for cow milk, cows during the feeding process. So it is highly hormone. It can be easily introduced in our body also. Body. So to analyze and detect this type of tetracycline, we can be rely on this food lateral flow analysis, but this is highly expensive and it is highly qualitative. So we cannot be get the exact amount present in the milk. So we need to develop this kind of lateral flow analysis, and then what is the key point to convert from the qualitative to quantitative. This is a highly important one, and also the development of it should be highly rapid. So the results should be get very fast, and then it should be user friendly, and then the specificity and then the sensitivity should be high, and most importantly, it should be inexpensive for all analytical instruments, and then it should be on-site detection for day-to-day life. In our day-to-day life, it should be on-site. It should be easily mobilized, and then it should be easily carry out wherever you go. So these points we need to make sure. So how we can enhance the sensitivity and then the specificity, I can be introduced. So before I go to the introduction, we should know about the antigens and the antibody. So what is the antigen and what is the antibody? So in this case, especially when we affected by the corona COVID-19 virus, there should be from our body there will be produced some kind of antigens and antibody. So in our case, if you affected by the coronavirus, means you will produce antibody. So these antibody should combine into the should interact with the lateral flow test kit, and then so there is a lock and key system. The antibody can act as a lock, and then the better key we should prepare, right? So we are preparing the key type of labeling material. So in this case, the origin, the antigen will produce either in the body or it can be given externally, and then the antibody only can be produced from our body. So and then the specific site should be very important. Here the antigen is the epitope, and then the paratope, the specific bonding site is for the antigen is the epitope site type, and then the antibody is the case of paratope. So you can see here, this is the epitope, this is the binding site for the antigen, and this is the binding site for the antibodies. So it can be easily attached here. And then there are two types of lateral flow assays are there. One is the lateral flow immunoassay, which can be identified the antibodies and the antigen exclusively for the antibodies. It can be easily recognized. And then the nucleic acid lateral flow immunoassay also there. And then from these LFA method easily can be detected the antibodies, and then these assay also can be applied to the proteins and the hormones also. So there are some advantages and disadvantages are there when we use these type of lateral flow analysis and then the rapid test kit. So in the case of advantages, it is one-step assay, no washing steps are necessary, and then it is very fast and low cost and low simple and low volume. And then this is type of qualitative, and then we can get the some semi-quantitative result also. And then the relatively short development time brings the applications faster to the market. And then it is very simple test procedure, less than 2 to 3 minutes it will be take to analyze. And then the applications are point of care need. So wherever you want, you can easily take it to the home, and then wherever you want. And then it can be analyzed easily. The proteins, haptens, nucleic acids, and the amplicons can be detected. And then the individual test can be used for an array format and the meet through the analysis. But there are some disadvantages also, especially it is one-step assay, and then the inaccurate sample volume reduces precision. That means if you add some more extra volume, or if you add some more extra samples, the decision, and then there is a possibility to get the inaccurate results. And then the restriction to the total volume in test gives the limit of sensitivity. So if you add more means the sensitivity can be affected, and then the possibility to enhance the response by the enzyme reaction. And then especially there is a sensitivity issue and then the specificity issue. So how we can overcome these drawbacks, we can see later. So this is the main components of the lateral flow immunoassay strips. You can see here, this is the sample pair where you have to apply the samples, and then the conjugation pair. This is highly important area for the lateral flow analysis. So in this case, here only there will be a labeling material. So that means I said about the lock and key system, right? So here there will be the nanoparticle, and the nanotechnology plays role here. So here there will be either gold nanoparticle. In generally, most of the lateral flow analysis, they have used the gold nanoparticle as a labeling material. Labeling material is nothing but your the antibody should combine and interact with the bioconjugate with this type of nanoparticle, and this nanoparticle can carry towards the test line and control line. So there are here the sample pair, and then the conjugate release pair, and then this is some membrane, and there will be test line and control line, and finally this is the absorbent pair. So here in this conjugate pair only, there your analyte there will be here, and then it will go laterally flow to the conjugation pair, and conjugation pair there will be a golden nanoparticle, either it may be golden nanoparticle, some other nanoparticle, and then it will be combined together and then move towards the test line and control line, and then here you will get the results. So if there is present some analyte and antibody, you will be analyzed in this case, otherwise no. So there are many types of and formats of lateral flow analysis are there. One is the sandwich type, and then the competitive model. So in this competitive model, you can analyze at the point of time, you can analyze more than 2 or 3 tests in the same period. And then so in this case, generally we are using the sandwich type model, and then to avoid the confusion of the samples, and then due to various reasons we are using only this sandwich type of material. So as I said earlier, I would like to give more information about these conjugation pair and then the labeling material. So the labeling material is nothing but either it can be easily attached with the antibody and antigen. So here there are some uh, conjugated material are there. One is the labeling material is called gold carbon nanoparticle can be used, and then colored latex nanoparticle, and then some polystyrene beads also we can be used. So in this case, to create a three-way bond with the antibodies and targets, we need to make some visible control line and test line. So in this case, the labels will be chosen during the lateral flow assay development depending on the several factors such as target, sample matrix, and the antibody. So these sampling labeling materials plays the major role in this lateral flow analysis. So these labeling material can be chosen very carefully because these are the highly important one and it gives the most of the results. So the optimization of the assay will ensure the label interacts correctly with the antibody and antigens to ensure the efficiency and accuracy of the results. So these labeling material only can give the results and combine with the antibody and antigens. So how much you are using these nanoparticle as a labeling material only, it gives the results. So these are the highly important one in the lateral flow analysis. So which label to use for the lateral flow analysis? So in this case, there are so many materials that are there to use as a labeling material to combine with the antigen and antibody. So here are the some important one here: the gold nanoparticle, carbon nanoparticle, selenium nanoparticle, magnetic nanoparticle like iron oxide, iron 3 or an iron 2 oxides, and then the luminescent nanoparticle, upconverting nanoparticle, and some quantum dots and colored latex nanoparticle also we can be used. But there are some merits and demerits of these nanoparticle, but in general, most of the lateral flow analysis they are using only the gold nanoparticle due to there are so many reasons to choose this gold nanoparticle. The first reason is the stability. So we have imported many kits from the China, right? But there are so many demerits are there, and then most of the results is inaccuracy. So ICMR has banned these type of rapid test analysis, and then we are choosing only the PCR test. So this is the reason we are using the gold nanoparticle as a labeling material to give the high efficiency and high stability of the nanoparticle. And then the stability is not only about the stability, the efficiency, and then the specificity. So to enhance the sensitivity, and then these nanoparticle and then these labeling material should be easily available, and then it should be highly sensitive material, and it should be easy to the scaling up for the manufacturing. And then the main point is to clear differentiation between the lines in the multiplexed format and then the sandwich format. That means the test line and control line color should be very differentiative, and then it should be easily detected by our naked eye. That is the foremost important one. And especially these labeling material should easily detect in the low concentration amount, and then the long last for the bioconjugation with the biorecognition molecule. That means once you study and once you conduct the test results, it should be long last for at least 10 days or 1 month. So these are the most important points. And then the easy conjugation with the biomolecules. Biomolecules is nothing but our antigens and the antibody, and it should be the stability should be longer for the period of time, for the long time, more for more than 1 year or 2 year or 3 years. So nowadays we are using the golden nanoparticle. It can be stable for the another 2 to 3 years. And then the most important one is the less time consumption. So when you do the results and when you do the test, it should be uh, less than 10 minutes or 15 minutes, not more than that. Though, so these are the important points when you consider about the lateral flow analysis and then the labeling material. So, as I said earlier, what are the other phenomena and what are the other factors to choose these labeling material? Means it should be easy conjugation with the biomolecules. So, when you talk about the conjugation, the particle morphology, nanoparticle morphology also is a highly important one. And then the easy visualization. So it should give the highly colored the material, and then the favorable for the biocompatibility, and the size of the nanoparticle also it matters. And then, as I said earlier, the stability over the longer, and especially these nanoparticles it should be easily insoluble in the water. So when you because when we talk about the lateral flow analysis, all content is water. So I can skip many slides due to the time constraint and
Just input.
what information.
Unmuted.
So as I said earlier, there are some merits and demerits. So we should conduct the SWOT analysis before we go into the another slides. So SWOT analysis is nothing but the strength, weakness, and opportunity and threats. So when we talk about the application of this type of lateral flow analysis, what are the strength, weakness, and opportunity we have to consider, right? The strength is the easy process, and it is the low cost, and it will be the high stability and wide range of products and range of colors in the test line and control line it should be produced. So this is the strength. And then the weakness is the no detailed research and then the biological research. So there are some demerits and the lack of research are there when we use this type of lateral flow analysis. And then the opportunity is there is a need to the fast detection method, and then the need for the high and efficient detection systems are needed. So now we are in need of this kind of activities, right? So when we talk about these rapid test analysis for the corona or whatever it may be, the disinfection cases, and then the adulteration of the foods, and then the drug analysis, whatever it may be. So these are the cost percentage of the rapid test kits. So the cell membrane it will contribute to 10% of the cost, and then the antibody and antigens 55% of the cost, and then the colloidal nanoparticle it shares the 35% of the cost. So we are working on developing some nanomaterials and nanoparticles in this part only. So I just want to give you the more information about this type of the colloidal nanoparticle, how it can be applied, and how it can, what are the other process to there, and what are the other nanoparticles can be used with these conditions. The first one is we are developing more number of nanoparticles to give the more results in high sensitivity and the low detection amount of the antigens and antibody, and to give the various colors to easily identify and easily differentiate between the test line and the control line. So in this case, we have developed gold nanoparticle, platinum nanoparticle, and then the platinum with gold, and selenium nanoparticle, and gold with zirconium oxide. So these nanoparticle, when you change the size, morphology, and concentration, and various other factors are there. So if you change small variations means you will get the different colors. So especially when you use the red gold nanoparticle, it can give the deep red, and then when you use the platinum nanoparticle, it can give you the platinum brown. And when you combine with the gold and platinum nanoparticle, it can give the purple color. And especially the selenium nanoparticle, we are working now extensively. It is the one of the cheapest material compared to the gold nanoparticle, but it can give you the high stability, high sensitivity, and low detection method. And we have developed this kind of material. And one more is the deep red color can give you the gold with the zirconium oxide. So these are the nanoparticles we have developed, and we have collaborated with some other companies, those who are manufacturing the rapid test kit analysis with the low cost and high efficiency. So what is the size effects of on these labels on nanotechnology? What are the important points, and what are the important key points we should know and understand about this kind of rapid test? The one is the optimal size of the nanoparticle of around 30 to 40 nanometer, and then the smaller particles have the unacceptably small extinction cross sections. So these nanoparticle can give you the and then high stability one. And then the larger particles, when you use the larger particles more than 100 nanometer or 200 nanometer, it is highly unstable one. So the optimum size is 30 to 40 nanometer. And then these kind of LFA sensitivity is increased with the increasing of the nanoparticle sizes. So the nanoparticle sizes can be varied from 30 to 100 nanometer. But the most sensitive is we have identified and we have optimized only the 30 to 40 nanometer. And what are the other advantages when we use this type of labeling material? Means the stability can be increased, and then the reduced the antibody and the antigen. When we use this kind of activity, when we can reduce the amount of antibody and antigens, so it can give you the cost effective, and then the higher simple matrix stability. So these are the factors about the size of the nanoparticle. And I would like to give you more information about the selenium nanoparticle. Nowadays, as I said earlier, this is highly cheap material compared to the golden nanoparticle. It can be easily identified by the rust color. So it can give you the orange to red brown color, and then it can the high it has the high biocompatibility, and then it has the property of the easy of bioconjugation with the biomolecules. When you combine with the antigens and the antibody, bioconjugation will be enhanced by using this type of selenium nanoparticle, and especially the low cost material. But still there are some drawbacks are there when we use this selenium nanoparticle in the rapid test kit. Now we are extensively working how we can enhance the stability, and then there is a probability of the easy of aggregation when you combine with the colloidal nanoparticle. When you contain with the water and other solvents, there is a possibility to get the agglomeration. And then if you want to use these 3 nanoparticle in the rapid test kit, means the particle size and morphology should be even, and then it should be the spherical shape. But this is difficult one to bring the regular shape like rod shape or spherical shape or any morphology. It is difficult to attain. So now we are working on this type of selenium nanoparticle to enhance these kind of properties. And we can use some upconversion nanoparticle also. So these upconversion nanoparticle, it can be give the high sensitivity and long shelf life also, it can be enhanced. And then if you use this type of upconversion phosphorus nanoparticle, it will be the permanent record. There will be no padding at all. And then it can be used as a low matrix interference. And then especially when you compare to the gold and selenium nanoparticle, it is highly cheap material. And then when you use this type of upconversion nanoparticle, it can be decreases the background interference and increases sensitivity. So whatever it may be the uh, situation, when you like, if you add more amount of electrolytes and other cases, the interference, there won't be any interferences, and then it can be easily identify the large type of molecules. Like if you want to analyze the proteins, or if you want to analyze some milk products, it can be easily identified and analyzed. And also it can be applied for the large molecules, and small molecule also it can be used. And this is the highly important material when you talk about the labeling material for rapid test analysis, the quantum dots. I think all of you know about the quantum dots, right? So when you change the particle sizes, it can be give you the various colors. Like if you start from the 2 nanometer, it can give you the blue color, and 3 nanometer it can emit the green color, and 4 nanometer it can be give you the yellow, and the 7 nanometer, if you increase the size, means the color will be changed accordingly. So these are the important material when we can be used for the lateral flow analysis. Just a minute. Also, when you use this type of quantum dots material, it can give you the excellent brightness, and when you tune the sizes, the emission ability will also be increased, and then it can give you the large absorption and coefficients, and especially it gives the good stability. Like it will act as a permanent record, but you can be, this type of study you can be stored for more than 1 year or 2 years. And then especially these quantum dots, it can give you the high signal to noise ratio, so the test results will be highly sensitive one, and then it can be easily detected. And then the super paramagnetic nanoparticle also can be used. So the super paramagnetic nanoparticle is nothing but the iron oxide. It can be either the magnetite or magnemite or hematite. So in this case, we can be used the only iron free, I mean Fe3O4, and combined with the surface modification, or the bare substrate also we can be used. So when we talk about the super paramagnetic nanoparticle, it can give you the rust color, like dark brown or dark red color you can be obtained. So in this case, this is the very new labeling material to develop the lateral flow analysis. So it can be increased the sensitivity 10 to 100 times, and additionally the magnetic signals also can be produced by this kind of nanoparticle. And especially these are the highly stable material for a longer period of time, maybe 1 year or 2 year also you can be stored for the longer period of time. And then you can be effectively decrease the background noise. So as I said earlier, if you add more amount of the sample, means this type of activity, when you use this type of super paramagnetic nanoparticle, the results will be good, whatever it may be the situation, and whatever it may be the sample sizes. So I would like to give you the some. We have developed some important rapid test kit analysis for the human disease, to analyze the human disease, like to easily detect the renal function of our kidney. So we have developed using some silver nanoparticle, and then the golden nanoparticle, and selenium nanoparticle. So these are the test analysis and then the test results what we have developed using this type of material. So we have developed one kind of lateral flow and immunoanalysis test results for the by identify the nucleic acid in the strawberry plants. So if there is any disease affected in this type of strawberry plants, it can be easily identified by using our nanoparticle and nanoparticle rapid test kit analysis. And then there are some practical applications also by using our nanoparticle, especially by using the golden nanoparticle. We have tied up with the various universities and companies to develop our material and practical application. For both, we have identified and tested by using this type of golden nanoparticle for the animal and a human infection disease, and then the various disease also. So these are the some important and key points and key collaborators to us, and then the collaborator, and they are using our nanoparticle, and we are keep on enhancing our collaborators between these companies. So these are the marketed material by using the golden nanoparticle and other nanoparticle. So all these are the commercial test kits which is currently available. So this is for the pregnancy test kit, and then this is for the urinary tract infection test kit, and this is for the chikungunya, and this is for the animal test kit, and this is also for the animal test kit. So these are the rapid test kits. They are using only the golden nanoparticle, and then the selenium nanoparticle and the iron oxide nanoparticle. But still, there are more improvements are needed by using the labeling material and development of the labeling material. Also, there is a more development needed to enhance the sensitivity and the specificity and the low detection amount. Also, there is a lack in this case. So these are the some secrets I have shared with you now. So and I would like to give you the some information about the what is the market of this lateral flow assay nowadays. So this is the some information where you can be used this type of rapid test kit analysis, and what is the market size for this rapid test kit. So by end of the 2027, there will be a profit and market value is 9.7 billion. So, but if you enhance and develop the material, as I said earlier, by giving the stability, detection, low detection amount, and sensitivity and specificity, it can be achieved. And these results and this data is before the coronavirus. But nowadays, the demand for the rapid test kit analysis by using the nanotechnology and nanoparticle nowadays is booming now. So these 9.7 billion can be doubled in the forthcoming years. And I would like to thank you for your kind attention, and my request is to stay safe, and then stay safe and stay in the home. Thank you all for your kind attention and join with me in this nice evening. Thank you for Ronan. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well,
So
nice
what about the
presentation.
feedback?
Me? You can ask any
And
queries.
if you have any questions, you can ask me directly.
So, good evening.
Yes, sir.
I have one doubt. Is there any kind of infectious disease kit was developed by Gold Nanoparticle in your company, sir?
Yes, sir. For infection disease, we have developed. For chikungunya and the influenza, and for coronavirus, we have developed. And
Okay.
currently, we are now.
Okay, sir. But coronavirus you are developed with which protein, sir? Whether M protein or N protein or G protein, sir?
G proteins.
G protein, okay. Whether any difference between influenza G protein and corona G protein, sir? Whether you have done any comparative study with your biomarker using with that nanoparticle, sir?
No, No, currently we are not doing any comparative studies, but we are working on specific
Okay.
antigen and antibody with the G proteins.
Okay. Because myself, I am Dr. Jagannath as a virologist from Pasteur Institute of India, Kunnur.
Okay.
So regarding this G protein of influenza virus as well as that coronavirus is written around 88% same. Is there any
Yes.
possible that influenza virus nanoparticle it can be for pre testing of that coronavirus rapid test kits? Whether if you want to go for any modification because we are facing a lot of
Yes,
problems.
sir. Actually,
Many
if
people
we
are
want
going
to
to
use
tell
nowadays
me, sir,
for
please.
the rapid test kit for the coronavirus, they are using only the golden nanoparticle because there is some specific sites in the surface of the coronavirus. So the surface morphology and then the surface modification and then the bioconjugated material also is highly important when you use this kind of study. The test results only rely upon the golden nanoparticles. I mean, whatever the maybe nanoparticle, it 100% rely only on the golden nanoparticle.
99.9 or 90%, 99%, to sensitivity of your rapid test kit against coronavirus identification.
Yes. Yes.
Hello,
Sir, your voice is
sir. I
not
am asking,
clear.
Sir,
sir,
just wait.
sir,
We need
how much amount of the rapid test sensitivity, sir, I am asking. Otherwise, sir,
Sir, now you can unmute. Most of them are muted. Jagannathan, sir, you can ask right now.
yes, sir. Sir, how much percentage sensitivity of your kit, sir? Either 99% or it is a 90%, sir. Whether
It is
in recently, you know the method, 90%.
yeah. By
Okay, Indian
using
Council of Medical Research now. Okay, sir.
yes, yes. We are giving the 99%
Okay.
of activities, sir.
Okay, accuracy. Yeah,
Yes,
how
yes.
much? Okay. Whether that your kit was imported in any other country or export in India, sir?
No, sir. Actually, since
Okay.
our business model is business to business model, so we have
Okay,
developed the
sir.
technology and we have transferred to
Okay,
the partners.
okay,
So
I
we
got
are
the technology transfer to other company. Okay, sir.
yes, yes. We are just developing
Okay,
or manufacturing of the golden nanoparticle, and we have
okay,
handed over to the customers. So our customers, as
okay, sir.
I show you some slides, like some
Okay,
about
sir.
the this type of
Okay,
manufacturers. So we have
okay, sir.
transfer of technology to them, so they will manufacture it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Other doubt that I have. Sorry, sir. Is there any possible we can develop gold the nanoparticle? Sorry, is there any difference between sandwich ELISA kit and this gold nanoparticle method? Both are same, sir.
Sorry, sir, your question is not clear. I mean, your voice is not
Sir,
clear.
sir, okay, okay. Sir, what is your rapid test case is more or less. Yes, sir.
We can contact separate individuals. We
Sure,
can talk.
sure, sir. I'll get from Perit officer, sir,
Yes, yes.
for your contact details, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. Nice presentation. Stay safe and congratulations, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, sir. Anybody else?
Hello.
Yeah, Karthikeyan. Yeah,
Sir, hello.
you can
If you have
explain.
any suggesting method to for current situation coronavirus testing
Yes, sir.
instruments?
We are using in Taiwan by using
Yes,
our
sir.
material, but I have tried I have taken many steps to introduce in Taiwan, in India by our
Yes, sir.
governments, but there is no response from our government. So we are concentrating only on the Taiwan government, Taiwan country.
Yes. So is but in India we are can make, sir, make that kit, sir.
Yes,
We
yes,
can make
they can make, yes, yes, but there are some factories, industries are there,
yes, sir.
but for this situation, for this pandemic situation in India, I think most of the kits are imported one from either from in China and Korea.
Yes, sir.
These are the major countries. They are exporting their goods and test kits to India.
Okay, sir. So what is the cost of that kit, sir?
So I don't know about in India, but in Taiwan, we are giving in 60 rupees in India, in Indian amount.
Okay, sir. Sir, how many hours or so it will take how many hours, sir? It give a um,
It is
result.
not about the hour. It just give 10 to 15 minutes,
Okay,
less
sir.
than
Okay,
10
sir.
minutes. We are working how we can give more fast. Maybe in less than 1 minute or 2 minutes, we are working now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Nice presentation, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Karthikeyan.
Yes, sir.
Next one.
Sir, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me.
Tell me, sir. Ponvel.
Sir, just one question. So, why the cold nanoparticle only suitable for the COVID virus test kit? What about
Yes, sir.
other nanoparticles? Is there any
Yes,
specific reason?
yes. The reason is the high sensitivity and the high stability. So when we use other nanoparticle, like I said, the selenium nanoparticle or iron oxide or quantum dots, these are all easily degrade when you add. If you want to use by using your blood, or if you want to analyze the COVID-19 from your saliva or from nose or from throat. So when you at the moment, it can be oxidized of any material or any nanomaterial, but the gold nanoparticle is highly stable material. It is noble metal, so it cannot easily oxidize from the environment, and the stability is the only reason, and the accuracy and sensitivity and low detection amount, these are the key points they are using the gold nanoparticle.
Okay, sir. Sir, what about the expiry date of this kit? Expiry
So
date.
generally 2 to 3 years. It depends on many factors.
Okay, okay, sir.
But generally 2 to 3 years you can expect.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, please.
Sir, this is Dr. Sudarshan.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sudarshan.
Just now I had a clarification about gold nanoparticle in the application of your commercial test kit. Why can't we use ruthenium as well as the titanium, which is better quality and quantity available than gold in the market?
Yes,
Most
sir.
of the scientists are preferably using that also.
Yes, there are some difficulties are there. When you use the titanium dioxide or ruthenium complex, it may be the bioconjugation. There should be some specific site, binding site, to analyze and to capture the antibodies and antigen.
Yeah.
So only these type of nanoparticle, like golden nanoparticle, it has some specific site, and then easy of biocompatibility. Biocompatibility is the most important one when you use this type of test kit.
Yeah. One more question,
So
please.
you cannot go any other nanoparticle, any other materials. This is the only reason.
Yeah, as a transcendental scientist, I would like to know about more the things because when
Yes.
you told about the bioconjugation and other things, why can't we use copper nanoparticles, which is more familiar, that can easily form bioconjugates as well?
Yeah, copper nanoparticle can be easily oxidized, right?
Oxidized, but when it forms bioconjugates, it cannot be oxidized. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. When you use when you use with the bioconjugated material like PEG or citric acid or any other conjugated material, the stability is the important one. So you cannot expect for longer period of time these copper nanoparticle cannot be used.
Have you tried the one, sir? Because traditionally we used copper as well as zinc materials.
Yes, for copper nanoparticle we are currently prepared and developed, and we have filed the patent to use how you can we can adopt this copper nanoparticle, but it's not commercial. It is very difficult to commercialize.
Yeah, I have a question about the copper zinc alloy, but I will contact you in personal. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sudarshan.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
ప్రొఫెసర్ చేశారు సార్ ఎలా చేస్తున్నారని అడుగుతారా సేమ్ అదే సార్ 2 grams తీసుకొని 250 మేకప్ చేశారా
Any other questions?
మీకు అక్కడ
Next one, please.
2 grams samples 50 ml తీసుకుని మేకప్ చేసేసి 25 ml తీసుకుంటారు సార్.
Anybody? Okay, now we conclude the session, sir. I thank my principal and my dear friends to make this webinar a grand success. I take immense pleasure to share my greetings to Dr. Devigan. Very nice, excellent and informative presentation. Very clear explanation, sir. I and my college management happily share our thanks to Dr. Devigan for sharing of your knowledge, valuable knowledge. Thank you, sir. Last but not least, I thank our participants for their patience and nice interactions. Definitely, I hope this webinar is well clear and useful. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Guru. Thank you very much. Thanks for organization.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.